Hello everyone, my name is MrNJersey and welcome to my channel. In this video we are back with part 2 of the new build series of the Huey helicopter on my channel. But before we get started, if you are enjoying these videos, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and remember the little bell icon to be notified of my upcoming content as soon as it gets posted. And while watching, let me know your thoughts in the comments below and what else you'd like to see in my future videos. So that all said, let's get straight into it and get started with this video. There's been a few changes since part 1 video. Now the first biggest change, as you can see, is we've got the landing feet here. So pretty much what it is, it's going to be using some pipes, and I'm actually got some pivots inside here that are actually going and folding it up. So it spawns like down here and then it folds it up into the position where I wanted it to go. And we're just using some pipes here, some XML pipes, just to get these nice round corners just over here. You could use normal ones, but I think this is a little bit easier. I think it looks pretty cool. I've got this little like support here where you can obviously go and walk on the outside of the creation if need be without falling off. So that is quite a nice little touch, I think. The next thing that has been done is the windows. So I'm pretty happy with how the windows have turned out. It's not perfect. I would have preferred to have the seam here in the middle, but unfortunately I can't get this curve without there being a seam. So I've ended up with this 3-phase design here. So it's 3 windows, obviously XML windows, and I think it looks pretty good. I don't know, you guys let me know in the comments what you think about those windows. I think they suit the helicopter. It's not going to be a one-to-one replica, but I think it's close enough. I really like the look of it at the front here. It's looking really nice. Oh, the rotor blades. I have removed the extra 2 blades, so now it's a 2 rotor blade, and the rear here I've also just recessed this a little bit, so it's just a little bit more in, and I think it looks a little better. In the interior, we have gone and finished off putting everything I want in here. We've got all the little Lewis screens that I'm going to be setting up. I've gone with, 8 small screens, and then we also got a large keypad, small keypad, so this will be for like altitude and for GPS. And then we've also got like our throttle, some gauges here for turning things on, and at the rear here we'll have some speakers, microphone and buzzer, just for some warning things. Besides that, not any other changes. I've done a small little things with some wedges here and there, but more or less it's the same. So let's bring it straight into the workbench and start working on what I want to get done in this video. So the first thing is I need to add some lighting. So I want to do some RGB lighting. Now we need it obviously in the exterior and interior. So let's start at the back here. I need one here at the back. I'll need another one. Let's do one over here. So we'll do our strobe, navigation, and beacon lights. So I usually put one at the back, one at the top, and then one underneath the helicopter. So I'll probably put one probably about there, I would say. And then we'll also need one green and one red on either side. So I'll probably do one here. But instead of doing a light, I like to use the indicator, the RGB indicator. So it looks a little bit cleaner, I think. So you can kind of get that idea of the lighting already. One at the top, one at the bottom, 2 on the sides, and then one at the back here. We need some lighting inside the creation, so let's go and get another RGB light. And let's start planning out where we want it inside. So we'll need for the crew at the back, so we're probably going to go with here. Yeah, that should be fine. And then we'll do the same in the front, so probably here. Yeah, I think that will be fine. So that gives us 4 lights, 2 for the cockpit, 2 for the cabin. And let's go and just paint them and make sure they look pretty good. So we'll go to dark here, paint, and paint, and paint. Cool. Okay, so now we got our lighting. The next thing I wanted to do is I want to get a gimbal camera. Now, I don't even know exactly where to put it. Let's go and get a stabilized camera is what it's called now. Now we could go and put it over here, but let's see how that... You see, I don't like how you have that significant gap in between the camera and the actual helicopter. So if we were to move that, what if we were to put it here? So I think that looks better. Let's spawn it in, let's see what that's going to look like. Yeah, so once that goes and folds up, I think that's going to look pretty good. Having it there, I think it's a good position for it. It still means that it can rotate freely inside there and up and down. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm going to leave it like that. So we've got the gimbal camera on, obviously at our controls. I've got some logic already pre-built that I've used on other helicopters that I'm probably going to be reusing on this helicopter. And you can actually, by the way, while we're here, you can kind of see how the landing gear works. It starts off at the bottom here and then it goes and folds outwards. And that's just using the 2 pivots here at the back of the creation. Next is I want to get a winch on this. So let's kind of have an idea. So we'll start here. And let's use black. We'll go like that. And actually I need to make sure I take off my symmetry. So let's go black square. Let's do one like that. Let's go and use a 2x1 wedge like that. And let's get a winch. Now we could use a small one, but the small one only has 10 meters, which is not that long to be fair. I think a medium winch with 20 meters is probably going to get better, so let's put that there. That looks not too bad. We obviously need to make sure that we clear the landing struts, so let's go and just check that. That's perfect, so you can imagine the rope going down there, it's going to easily clear that. So yeah, and it doesn't look too bad, I don't think. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. It actually looks pretty nice with the gimbal camera at the front and the winch at the back there. That does look good. Cool. You also notice I've removed some seats. I've just removed them just so we can walk around in here quicker. Obviously with the seats there, they take so much space. I don't know, we might use them, we might not, but at the moment we'll just leave it there. Okay, so we've got the winch, we've got the gimbal camera, I've got the lighting. Next is the doors here at the back. So the doors at the back is, we obviously want some sliding doors. So you can imagine the sliding doors are going to go there. And ideally they're going to go and come out and then back. But the problem is that obviously requires us to use quite a few different rail systems. Now we could do it on the outside, but I think that just makes the helicopter look way too thick. So we're going to stick with that option. I also want these doors here in the front to open up. So let's start with that and then we'll come back to the sliding doors. So we're going to go and delete this off, and actually let's get symmetry back on while we're doing this. So you can kind of get this open idea, and then once the doors are open, we're going to have tons of space inside this helicopter. Is that what I want? So I'm just going to paint that. The next thing is let's go and get, we're going to need some pivots. So let's get a pivot, and we'll need, let's do there. And then we can go from that up, up and up, and then the window is going to go there. Cool. Now we could even take this and use, actually no, let's go and only do this. Put a wedge block here, so it just creates a little bit more space there. I think that will look quite nice. And then we can get a window, so we're going to be using a 2x3 window for this space, just like that. So you can imagine that door is going to go and open up there, which will create a nice little more room inside the helicopter. Cool, so we've got that done. We can obviously spawn it in, see what it looks like. Just like before, looks pretty straightforward. Door will go and slide out. Great. Okay, now it comes on to the sliding door part. So let's use some rails. So if we go down, we're going to use the linear track and obviously that. So the first thing is we need to bring it, ideally what we're going to do is we're going to go and push it out, and then we're going to go and push it back. So you can imagine that. So it's going to go back and then it's going to go in and out. So ideally I want to hide that. Now I can't put it here because then we'll see it. I can't put it here because we'll see it. What if we go back a little bit? I have plenty of space in here. So what if we were to do this? So if we go there and then we go in. Okay, so you can imagine it going in, and that's positive. And then from there, we are going to go backwards. So if I do that, how much space do I have here? Okay, I have more space underneath. So I'm actually going to flip this around. So if we get rid of this, and let's do that. And then this here. Let's see how this is going to work. So that goes in, and then it will go down a rail system here. That should be more than enough space. And let's grab another one of these. And then this is going to go let's see, positive that way. So it's going to go down the rail and then it's going to go in. That should be, just means we can't have both the doors open at the same time. We could angle it down though. We could actually do that. So we could do this, because we have so much space in here, we could actually just tell it to go like that. Because we have the space, so why not? Let's delete all that, and if we do that, there we go. That means that we won't have space, and we'll go and push in when it needs to. Okay, so let's get it connected to the outside here. So if we delete that block, and then come out, and out, and out, and out, and then you can imagine the doors will go there. We need 1, 2, 3, 7. So we need 7 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we don't need that. We delete all this extra blocks, and we can put our little wedge back where it needs to be. And then we can go and fill the rest in. So actually I want to just make it dark gray. Always do dark gray to start with, so we don't have to come back and fix it later. So we do dark gray there, up to there, down to there, and then we're going to have 2 windows. So 1, 2. Let's go and get the windows there, and let's paint this while we're here too. Cool. So you can imagine the doors. So let's go and spawn that in. Okay, so the sliding door there and there, and then it's going to go and push along like so, and then it's going to get pushed in like that eventually. Cool. Okay, so let's go and put the logic that we'll need for that. So I want to do some testing first. So I like to use a keypad. So if we get 2 keypads, just put 2 of them down and get them connected up to some electricity, of course, and then all of our hinges and pivots and things connected, and then those keypads. So the rear one will be for the sliding backwards, and then this left one will be for sliding inwards. So let's go and test that. Let's see how that works. So turn my light off. Let's see. So if we give this a 1, it should slide. Yep. And then if we give it a, okay, maybe it's too long then. Let's go and just have a look inside here. What is, I left a, I think 1, it's too long, and 2, I left a block. Yep, I left this block on there. So that means we actually could go back 1. Yeah, let's try go back 1. I think we have an extra block we can go back by 1. So if we delete this, delete this, delete this, bring this, and then bring the windows there, that then really brings it quite nice and back. And let's just paint it at the same time. And let's go and test that now. So now the sliding doors are really out the way. So 1 to go back, perfect, and then 1 to go in, perfect. There we go. So then that's how the sliding doors are going to work. Obviously we'll need some logic, and I do have some microprocessors already built for this, to be honest, so I'm not going to worry about putting them. But if you're ever wondering, you can just use some capacitors, and the capacitors will go and slow one down and make the other one go faster. So I'll show you. So if we were to use, if you use a capacitor over here, and let's use like some switch boxes, and you get that, and you get a button. As I said, I already got this all done, so let's go and use a push button. Cool. So in theory, when you push this, it will go to a capacitor, and we actually need 2 of them. It's going to go to a capacitor, and the capacitor is then going to go 1 to there, 1 to there, and you'll notice here, so you do charge time like 7 or 10 seconds, discharge time 1 second, and then you mirror it on the other side. So then this side will be 1 second discharge, and then what is it, 1 second of discharge time. So if you do that and then go down, and you get a constant number. Where is our constant number? There we go. Put that down, and 1 minus 1, 1 and minus 1. So 1 is gonna go to the on, and minus 1 to there. Actually, we could use a toggle button, to be fair. Toggle. and we push that down to there and there. Cool. And then one will go to the rail at the back and one will go to the rail in the front. Obviously you might need to play around and test with this, but surely that should more or less go and work then. So now you'll notice that when you go and push it here, okay, so we need to switch the two around. So just gonna go and give this one to the front and this one to the rear. And you'll notice now, so what it does is it moves one for 1 second, waits, and then moves the other one. So you can see it slides it and then pushes it back. And then the same goes, it goes and pushes it back, and then it waits a few seconds, and then it goes and slides it out. So that's how you do like a basic sliding door system. As I said, I've already got microprocessors already built for that, so I'm just gonna go and delete all that stuff. I am going to, of course, add some panels to actually open and close these doors. So I'll probably more than likely have one there and one there. Let's just make sure it's dark gray again. Cool. So we're gonna put there and there, and you can imagine then that will have it on a flip switch there. And I might actually use a button to be fair, so let's do button. And we'll do the same on this side, button, and none, and none. Now also, I think in real life the Huey's got the cockpit doors that go and open. I don't think I have the space for it, but I might play around with it and see if we can get that in. Okay, cool. So you can then see the sliding doors. Yep, they have buttons on either side. So this will be to open and close it. This will be to open and close it, and we're going to get some more inside, probably over there, and probably one over there on the sliding door. But we'll get that done later on. As I said, I want to get these doors possibly to open, so you can imagine if we had this as a door. You see, that's the issue because I'm using a 4 wedge here, so it's only going to open the door that much. So if I go, let's just spawn in to see how that would work. I guess that could work. Let's see. So because I can't really put a pivot, can't really go and put a pivot here. I can't put a pivot here because if I put one there, it's just gonna look weird, to be honest, having that big square there. So I don't want to put a pivot there. So the only other option would be to put it here, but I don't want to put one there either. And obviously that goes into the interior there. So we don't really have any options for this. The only thing is probably to put it somewhere here, but the gimbal camera is there now. I could hide it in there because if you, so you could rotate it. Let's see, it doesn't really, no, we kind of need to have it. We could put it in the ceiling, but that still won't work. No, what's probably going to happen is I'm probably just going to leave it sealed off, to be fair, just like this, until I think I can come up with a different solution. I think that's going to work well enough for me. Don't know if we should put one of these here. No, I want to keep that straight. But yeah, I don't think we need to keep anything else like that. Also, logic wise, I have a jet engine controller, so NJ jet controller that I'll probably be using for this creation. Yep, there we go. And literally we can just smack this down and I have plenty of space. You can see I've already added the gimbal, the gyro inside yet. I don't know if I'm going to be using that gyro or if I'm going to be using one of the custom ones from the workshop, but at the moment that's what I have and I'm going to stick with it. I also need to obviously put this logic, and we need to get beer boxes and all kinds of different things in here. So logic at the moment, I think I'm just going to stick it here at the back so it's out of the way and we don't have to really worry about it. But I think that's fine. Obviously we need fuel. I was thinking of possibly making this whole area, whatever's left, a fuel tank. That way we've got tons of fuel. And then obviously we just need to get the gearboxes sorted. So we'll have more than likely one going out that direction and into a gearbox, and then one out this direction, which I'll probably have to drop. So if we do something like that, and then like so, and then this one will have a gearbox. I don't usually put a clutch on a helicopter, so I'm not going to. Obviously you could, but as I said, I don't usually put one on a helicopter. I just don't see any point, to be fair. Let's get a gearbox. And I usually will go and face this towards the rotor. So there we go. So we got one, and we'll add some more down the line, probably facing that way. I need to go and get some blocks down here to get that in. So let's see if we put that like that, and I'll probably get, actually I don't know if I'll put it here, because I wonder if I could hide it. Is there any way I could hide it up here somewhere so it's not obvious? I could, let's see, is that free? That, oh yeah, I could do one here. I think that's perfect. I can try and get it out the way, so we delete that. That way you don't see it, which is perfect. So if we put one here facing down, there we go. And then just use one of those, there we go, perfect. So that we've got one gearbox hidden there, and I'll probably have one more down here. And then we're gonna get that connected up to there, because that's where we have it from last time. So we'll just go pretty much, I'll probably just go down, just keeping out the way of this sliding rail system that we have, but that's fine. We can go up, and then let's see, we'll go, actually I'll probably use a T-piece, and then I can put an RPS or torque meter there, so I know what kind of torque I'm getting from that main rotor blade. So we can go back, and then let's see, we can go up, out, up, and then join. Okay, cool. And then we'll get a torque meter in here. So torque, cool. And I'll probably do another one for the, oh, we need some generators too. Thinking about it now, can we delete that? We can, perfect. And then we can just go and put another torque meter there and get a T enclosed pipe. So let's go and find a T enclosed pipe. And then the last thing I think I want to do for this video is probably go and do some painting. I'm thinking, I don't know what type of painting style. I think I'm going to go with a gray style at the moment, and then I might change it later on. Generators, I'm probably going to add some generators here or up there. I'm not too sure. We'll get that done later on. But yeah, painting wise, I'm not 100% sure just yet on what I wanted to do with painting, but if we were to start by doing like a nice lightish gray, and then I'm just going to replace the white with a light gray, and let's see how that looks. I also want to do some painting of black, so I was thinking of doing like this here. This needs to be black, I think, and then if we just go and do a plain fill there, I think that will look good. I don't know where else we're going to do the black. I'm also thinking maybe like a darker gray color here for this engine part. I might change these colors. I was also contemplating doing like a Griffin style rescue, like a yellow and a red kind of style, but you guys let me know in the comments below, what do you think the livery or the paint scheme should be for this helicopter? You think we should go with like a white, a gray? Should we do, because it is a rescue helicopter at the end of the day. Yeah, I'm not gonna, it's not military, it's not going to be, well, it could be a military rescue one. So that's why I've kind of gone with this dark or lightest gray at the moment, and we can obviously adjust it later on if we need to. But I think this suits it quite well at the moment. Let's just get all this painted. Sometimes symmetry works, sometimes doesn't. I did have it turned on, but only for like half of this. That's why some things were painted, some things weren't. But sometimes the Wedges just don't paint. They just don't like us sometimes. Cool, so we've got all that painted, and you'll kind of see it will spawn in a few seconds. And then I also wanted to paint the rotors a dark color. Cool. I think that'll be fine. So let's spawn that in. And paint makes such a big difference here. So I think it looks pretty good so far. As I said, let me know in the comments below what you think about the paint scheme, if we should do much changes to it. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to do, is at the rear here, because in theory we have no rudder, we have propeller and we have our main propeller, so our tail and our main. We don't have anything at the moment to really control our actual pitch. except the rotor. So I was thinking of, instead of using that block, is to go and use some control surfaces. So I used a large control surface and just put that there. I think that would work quite nicely instead of those blocks that I was using, because then I can actually go and control those control surfaces. So yeah, I think that will work well. But yeah, I think the helicopter is coming along well. Still a lot of things left. I think the next part is going to be actually getting all the logic and getting the engines running and things. I'm just going to do some labeling of buttons, and I'm going to get all the buttons that I want in here, and then we will work on the logic maybe in the next video. But as always, let me know in the comments below what you thought of this video, what you think I should be doing in the next video. And as always, I hope you have enjoyed it and found it entertaining and informative as always. And we'll see you in the next one.